Hey friends, this is Stephanie. Welcome back to the Polish Potager. I'm in the basement. You can see it's a beautiful sunny day outside. We're about to get snow dumped on us. Look at those kittens. I've been locking the door here to the grow room so that they don't play with my seeds. And so now whenever I open the door, they're just immediately all in my space. Hi guys. I'm downstairs in the basement. We're going to check on the trays that I have. I did finish filling up one of those trays impulsively. I know, shocker, right? So I have two full trays, and then I've got those containers up on top with my onions. Let me show you what I'm doing with these and how I'm taking care of these, and then we're gonna plant another tray. So let's start with the top. This is the first thing that I did. These are the onions, remember? Look at them. Aren't they cute? Here, let's move them over here so you can see better. Look at this cat. Whoa, twirly chair, huh? All right, here are the onions. They are doing spectacular. You see they're getting nice and long. I'll leave them alone for a little bit, but when they get too long and bushy, I'll just cut the trims, keep trimming the tops off. I call it giving them a haircut. I didn't get great germination on this yellow sweet Spanish, but that was an old seed, so I'll take it. This red Wethersfield, yep, decent. Pretty good germination over here on this one. This was a brand new seed. Onion is one of those seeds I've noticed that the older the seed gets, the germination drops pretty low. Now, these have some moisture to them, but the tops are drying out a little bit. I will put water in this tray. There's holes in the bottom that will wick up, and these will bottom water now that they're a little bit bigger. If the top ever dried out really bad, I might still water the top a little bit. These are the red tornado ivy. These are those geraniums. I impulse bought them on Etsy. I've done these in the past. They're beautiful. I love them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I see 12 coming up right there. A dozen. These are beautiful. They got the long, tenderly geraniums that kind of fall out instead of being the tall, spiky ones. My husband really likes those ones too. So these are doing okay. I'm going to add some water to the bottom of this tray. I also, when I put them back, raised this light up a little bit higher since these are coming up a little bit higher. I did want to keep a low light still for the smaller ones that are taking longer to germinate and for those tornado geraniums. So I'm just putting the taller ones kind of on this side with a light, leaving this one just a little bit lower, an inch or so. Down here, I'm growing a cat. Get out of there. Out. All right, the first tray that we planted is right here. And this is our celery. Some lavender, some eucalyptus, some rosemary. All of these things take a long time. None of them have germinated yet. The tops of them are a little bit moist. I'm going to show you how I'm going to water these. And then on the other half, I went ahead and planted some more snaps that I bought from a flower farmer in New York. I'll have to remember her name. Hang on, let me think about it for a second. I got it over here. I bought them from her. She is Flower Hill Farm. She's got a YouTube channel. I followed her for a while. She just bought a greenhouse maybe a year or two ago. I ordered some from her. And then I put some stevia, some marjoram, and I planted my dahlia seeds. So these guys are all in here. These are the ones that I'm going to water. I'm going to put a little water on the bottom, but I'm going to use a sprayer, and I'm going to spray the tops because I don't want to disturb any little growth going on because these seeds haven't popped up yet. I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the second tray, which is the one that I planted that is all snapdragons. These are sitting on the surface. They need light to germinate and they take forever. Like, see, this one's starting to dry out, but these ones aren't. I'll put some water in the bottom and then I'll go ahead and spray this whole thing with just water in the spray bottle. And I will do this every day. I won't water every day those ones, but these ones down here, the tops will be sprayed every day until they germinate. I just don't want to make them too wet because I'll get mold on top, like algae kind of stuff. And if I let them dry out, the seeds will not germinate. So every day for a little bit of pain in the butt, but worth it. Look, guys, I went to water these down, and this is a little baby lavender. And there's a little baby one back there too. I missed those. And then right up here, oh, am I on the right one? Right there. And then right here, they're hard to see because of the light. Little baby eucalyptus. Eck, right there. That's little baby rosemary. Little tiny babies. Hi. This is what it's like gardening in my house. Hi. How are you? Bailey, get out of there. There might be another cat back there she's chasing. Who knows? This is just my animal crew, my garden crew. Right? All right, let me tell you, here is where I get into trouble because it's time to plant peppers. Now, my family does not eat peppers in an extreme kind of way, but yet I still have 50 some pepper plants that I want to start, which seems outrageous and in fact is outrageous. However, there's lots of different kinds. I have bell peppers, I have little snacky peppers, I have got fresh eating banana peppers and sweet peppers. I've got jalapenos to make jalapeno candy. I've got pepperoncinis to can. I've got shishito peppers, which we fry. I've got a stuffing pepper, so I can make stuffed peppers. This is where things spiral. And I know, I'm fully aware that this is where they spiral. If you are a new gardener, do not do this. It is too many peppers. You don't need this many peppers. You're better off taking really good care of a dozen peppers than growing 50 peppers like I'm about to do. Yeah. So this is the mess I got going on here. Hang on. I have all these seeds. What I like to do when I start planting trays is to plant an entire tray at once, which is 12 sets of 6. And I have 8 here in peppers, which means I need to plant 4 more sets of 6. So I'm gonna go to my little list over here. This is that list that I made. It kind of tells me by date what I want to plant. And as I'm planting them, I'm crossing them off. So I'm right up here in the end of February, which is funny because today's not the end of February. But Stephanie gets ahead of herself a lot. And I need to plant daisies, gomphrena, thyme, and parsley. I planted marjoram. Whoops. And then I've got lemon, mint, and catnip, but I don't like to plant my mints in trays where they reach other things. I'll plant those in little containers. And I've got my cold crops next. Cabbage, broccoli, kale, but it's way too early to start those. How about this? It's not too early to start them, but if I start them now, I'm going to be taking such care of them, so much extra work, because they're going to get to be decent sized plants. Now, if I want to start the summer or start the winter, no, start the summer, spring, one of these seasons, with a good size cabbage start, like you go to a nursery and find, I can start that right now. I can baby it in the house, but it's so much care. And those cold crops take such different conditions than these heat-loving peppers I'm about to plant that it would be silly to plant them together in a tray first. Secondly, even if I plant them in different trays, I have to make this room do different things. It's too much. So I plant those. I'm going to plant those this year. I've made that mistake in past years. But this year, I'm going to plant those a little bit later. So I've got good size little plugs of cabbage and cauliflower, but they're not huge and they're only in the house for a couple weeks and then they're ready to go outside. I might even start them outside under a row cover in tray. I haven't decided. This tray, focus, ADHD brain, this is what happens. I need to grow these peppers and grow something with them. So we're gonna grow with them gomphrena, daisies, thyme, and parsley. Yeah. All right, so the first thing to do, I need to go fill up my tray with. All right, I am still using these new Bootstrap Farmer trays I got that have the little air root things. And I'm gonna show you how I fill them up. I'm just taking my soil and putting it across the top. Can you see that? It's filling in the holes where the plant goes, and it's also filling in the ones next to it, little air holes. I'll pick this up and take the soil out. So I'll show you that when I finish. Hang on a second. All right, I don't know if this translates to screen, but I filled this all in. Lots of the little holes are full. Now I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna pick it up and move it over for a second. And all the dirt that fell through those little holes is in here, okay? So I am going to now take that very carefully, put it back with the rest of my soil. And put my holes back inside. Ta-da! And then I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna push all this soil down. I have not watered it yet. I'm gonna fill in anywhere where there was air bubbles or where there's not a lot of soil. And then I'm gonna water it, put my seeds in, and top it off with a little bit more water again before putting it under the lights. I just shooed London off the top of this box because there was cat noises of distress. What are you doing in there? Do you see how it's a bad idea to let yourself get trapped by your brother? Maybe you should hop on out. These little watering cans with the little spouts, go buy yourself one if you're doing inside seeds. You don't have to. For years I've just done milk cartons or whatever I had handy, mason jars. But these little spouts to pour into cells, they really help with the mess. They help make sure everything's watered. They're good to get under lights when you want to water something that's under a light. And they're like, I don't know, maybe even $2 at a dollar store. Really, they got them all over the place this time of year. Okay, very watered. Okay, so here is what my tray ended up being. Thyme, parsley, and gomphrena, 6 of each. Now, that is 12 parsley altogether. I know you think that's a lot. However, I dry my parsley and I use it for the best homemade dry ranch seasoning, and I make homemade actual ranch dressing from it, and it's fantastic. So I need a lot. Thyme, my old thyme plants are kind of getting windy down. I'm just going to tuck those in wherever. Gomphrena, I grew those last year, but I didn't have enough plants, and they just looked kind of wimpy, so I'm going to do 6 sets of them. And here are all of my peppers. Got the nadapenos for canning, the shishitos for pan frying through the summer. The mini bells and these Pippin's Golden Honey are small. I'm gonna can those, like pickle them for charcuterie trays in the wintertime. Pepperoncinis, I'm gonna can those for charcuterie trays as well. The Gypsy, the Gallo, and the Rosa are all sweet peppers that are really good for snacking. Those will just be for fresh eating, or all you can slice them up and use them in stir fries, whatever. They're very, very, very versatile. Banana peppers, those are my family's favorite for munching, so I got 6 of those. The Etiota is a Polish bell pepper. King of the North and Lilac are also bell peppers, and this Marconi is my stuffing pepper. It's a purple Marconi. So, you tell me, just enough peppers or way too many? And Stephanie, get a hold of yourself. All right, if you're keeping track, that's 3 full trays plus the baking sheet tray with the onions and the tornado ivies on it. So 4 trays planted. That is the entirety of the things that I have to plant from seed in February. I could get the itch and come down in the basement and plant a couple other things. You can always plant flowers. I could always plant herbs and just let them get into big pots and keep them in my kitchen and put them out in the springtime. It's probably not the best idea, but for now, everything I have to do in February is done. The next big round of things that I will do will be the first week of March, where I will start to do tomatoes. Let's look at our list. Tomatoes, I'll put mints. I actually might next week or the week after put mint into some individual pots and just start growing some mint pots. That'll probably be something I do in February. Tomatoes, the basils, all that's going to be into the first week of March. And then also maybe the second week of March, I will start the cold season crops. Things like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, all that kind of stuff to get it ready to go outside. And yeah, so now we have to maintain these seeds. I can't kill these seeds. We'll be watching for sprouts. I'll take you outside maybe in the next video or two. I'm gonna kind of rearrange some things in the backyard. I've been thinking in my brain as we pull our driveway out for this big project and put this outdoor kitchen in, I'm gonna have fencing pieces and things coming down. And so I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be pulling those down, maybe I should utilize them. So I've kind of been thinking about ways I can turn that back chicken coop into a little bit more of an efficient, better working area. And that's what we're gonna look at next. Yeah, don't tell my husband. All right, see you soon.